What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Texas On Channel. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing and hitting that like button. So in a previous video, I showed how I got the radiator in, basically showing how it fits. The fitment's really nice. I also explained how I'd be going to Slammin Welding in Killeen, Texas to get this downpipe modified, because this black mark here, I marked it. That's where this flange needs to sit, with this hole here. So he's going to cut this off and turn it and re-weld it. Here's a little picture right here. In this picture here, you can see how the flange is definitely off, because this is a B series flange and the car is a D series, and the custom-made catback is also for a D series. So the flange is just off a little bit, so that's why he's going to cut it and re-weld it. But over here you can see the wastegate will also need reworked. It does face straight down at the coupler, which is not good. We will be cutting it off here, turning it, re-welding it, and then that will circulate into the downpipe, which we're not doing that in this video, but we will be doing that as well, because I prefer my wastegates recirculated. I prefer them that way, not everyone does, and it works really well for me, so that's just how I like to do it. And no, I've never had boost spike issues by doing that. But it is really cool when you do launch control, because the flames that come out of here will also be going into your exhaust, and then you shoot really big flames out the back, and I'm a racer like that. I love that kind of thing. Plus it's quieter, and you can actually hear the turbo spooling up, and then you get the blow-off valve noises and all the good stuff coming from under the hood. But as the saying goes, to each their own. However you want to run it, that's how you should run it. Don't worry about the mainstream way of doing things. Just do it how you like it. But me personally, I just like it that way. Some like to run it straight out the hood along with the exhaust, which is cool. I do love seeing some big fireballs shoot out of the hood. It's awesome. Just like Bashy's car. That thing's pretty sweet. So do it how you guys want to do it, but that's how I'm going to have that one done. And I also wanted to show you the oil drain, because a few people were actually asking me how I have it set up, so let me show you. Okay, so you can see the bottom side of the turbo right here where the oil drain comes out. That is a -10 or -10 AN fitting with a 90-degree elbow, and then it goes straight from there with a tiny little braided hose. And then we've got the straight here. Now we did have to do a Bolt In Bung, which I will leave a link in the description for that one. I basically just drilled a hole, as nylon washers inside and out, but I used black gasket maker inside and out, and then tightened it down. That way it has a nice oil leak proof seal, and it's not leaking at all. It's doing great. So that's how I have it ran on this setup right here. And you can kind of see it on the bottom of that turbo. There's oil. That's because the seals on this Turbonetics is bad. That's why we are going to be throwing in a cheap eBay turbo for the time being. And I know a lot of you probably won't approve, but like I said before, Tito, to each their own. So this Turbonetics will be getting rebuilt for sure. It's a ball bearing. It's a really good turbo. It's the Super 60. It's a really good setup, and I want to keep this turbo. So I would just be throwing this cheap $98 one I found on eBay. I literally looked for the cheapest one. I've actually bought one just like this in the past and had no issues. As long as you use the right restrictor and you're not over boosting what its max pressure can actually handle, they seem to last pretty good for quite a few years. But as soon as you go over that 21 PSI mark, which they can't handle, they can technically do it, but then you're overspinning it. But anyways, if you do that, then it could fail. But I won't be doing that, so it's not going to be too big of a deal. And I've never had issues with eBay turbos in the past. Probably because I use the proper oil restrictor, and I run BESTLINE racing additive, which also protects the engine and everything else. If you guys are interested in getting some of that, link will be in the description, and a discount code on screen. DGuy20 gets you 20% off your entire purchase price. Definitely look up other YouTubers who have tested BESTLINE, and I'll be testing some here real soon to show you the difference. It's amazing stuff. But yeah, we're going to go to Slammin Welding, get that welded up. We'll come back and bolt it on here, and we will see how it sounds. Obviously I'll plug this up with like a rag or something so we can hear how it sounds, just, you know, doing a little rev or something. But okay, we're gonna head off to Killeen, so here we go. All right, so I'm on my way to Killeen. I know it's dark, sorry about that, guys, but I figured I'd take this time to talk to you guys. A lot of people ask me why I do all of my work at night, and that's because I have insomnia, ADHD, and autism. They are like the worst things you could possibly mix together. but it makes for a productive me. So I'm really productive at night, as you guys have seen how much work I got done. It's been a month and a half since I got my EF. From barnyard fine to what it is now, and that's crazy. But that's because of my working at night. I'm able to do more at night and get a lot done. Granted, I miss out on parts stores being open and all that good stuff, but it makes up for it. So yeah, a lot of people have been asking that, and I'm going to hold a questions and answers soon, so definitely stay tuned to my community tab here on YouTube. Yeah, I'll show you how to get there real quick. You just basically go up here to the top of the YouTube page and click the community tab, and that way you can kind of see, it's kind of like my Facebook post but on YouTube. So yeah, I'm basically going to get some gas and then we're going to head to Killeen. So here we go. If anyone was ever wondering, these pilots are definitely worth it. I would get one if I were you. It holds 8 people and it does pretty good on fuel, surprisingly. Really good road trip car, all-wheel drive, J35 V6 VTEC. And they're super reliable. Now, a lot of people were saying the transmissions are bad, but I've never had an issue, and we put, I think, 30,000 miles on this thing. As long as you keep up on maintenance, they're really nice and pretty powerful. Not super fast or anything, but they could be. Throw a supercharger on it, it'd be fun. And yeah, I've done this one up for my wife. We got color change and interior glow and a teal color. But definitely a good vehicle. Highly recommend getting one if you were thinking about it. Alright, we're almost to Killeen. Listen to this VTEC crossover, guys. These pilots are just so awesome. I thought about throwing a turbo or a supercharger on this one, but it is our daily and I don't want any issues to happen to it, so I don't know. Still kind of reluctant on it, but it would be really fun. The wife would get in it and be like, whoa, what the heck? That'd be great. Almost there. Alright, we're over here at Slammin Welding. And he's got the downpipe right here. Basically, he's just going to make this hole line up here. So he's got to cut this off, grind it smooth, turn it, weld it, and he'll be using rods because it's stainless. So he has to weld it with the stainless rods. And he'll be using that Lincoln. It's a really good welder. It's really nice. He does a really good job, so definitely check out his Facebook page. The information will be in the description, and go give him a view, especially if you're in the Central Texas area and need some welding, because he's a very fair and honest person, so he's definitely going to give you a good deal, the best deal that he can without hurting himself. So I'm going to go ahead and let him do his thing. Okay, so we got it done. I told him just to make it strong, didn't have to look pretty, but I still think it looks pretty dang good compared to my welds. I've seen some of his other welds on some of the other vehicles over here. They're absolutely incredible. And this one looks good to me, but he wants to redo it, so he will. He'll redo it whenever I get the other flange. I'm going to have another one identical to this one on the back side that goes for the catback exhaust. So when I get that, he said he wants to cut this off, redo it, make it look even better. But it'll be strong, and there's no leaks. We can't see light coming in whenever you hold a flashlight outside looking in. So good enough for me. All I need to do is have it function. I could care less about how pretty it is. So looks good. Huge shout out to him. Thanks a lot, man. And I'm going to put your information in the description so if they need work in the Central Texas area, they can come get it done by you guys.
Hopefully by then I have my TIG welder fixed. Yeah.
Well, either way. This still looked really good and it's strong, so I'm happy with it. But now I got to take this back to the house, bolt it up, and see if it bolts up, because the other side of this might be an issue, but we'll see. This side should be fine though. But I'm gonna go back to the house. Alright, I'm on my way back to the house. Probably going to stop and grab some Whataburger first because I'm really hungry. But yeah, highly recommend him. He's a really good guy, does really good solid work, and he's really fair pricing. So definitely hit him up, guys. I'm not even joking. He's really good at what he does. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Whataburger, grab some food, and head back to the house. Alright, so I got back to the house and I decided I was going to go ahead and wrap the downpipe. I have some header wrap. So here I am just wrapping the downpipe. It does slightly touch the oil pan, so I figured this was a good idea to eliminate some of the heat transfer between the downpipe and the oil, because the oil being cooler is obviously going to perform way better than hot oil. So with that being said, I'm just going to continue wrapping this. Then I'm going to use hose clamp actually to basically keep it on there because I can't find my metal zip ties anywhere, and this hose clamp method works really well. Used it in the past before. But now paint it with some high heat Rust-Oleum grill paint. Works really good. I don't want the orange color, so I'm just painting it black, and then we're going to go ahead and install it on the car. So here we go. Got it all bolted up. Everything's looking good. Now it will still leak out of the wastegate dump tube because the fire ring is not in the wastegate, but I'll plug that up so we can hear how good it sounds. So here we go. It sounds good. So once I plug that wastegate dump tube, it should sound really good. Wow, crazy good. Sounds so nice. It's quiet. We're gonna hear the exhaust out back. Okay, so now we're gonna take it down the street and see if there's a big difference. You probably won't hear as much turbo spooling, but we'll see because I have no idea. Once that fire ring gets in, this thing's going to sound really good, and then I'll actually be able to do some real good pulls. So we're going to go down the street and hear it. All right, here we go. Go ahead and see what it sounds like. Now that's kind of nice. Go ahead and give us some more. Wow. Yeah, it's so much quieter. I can't wait to get that fire ring in that wastegate. It's going to sound so good. I know I've said that a lot, but I just can't get over how good it sounds already. It's so smooth and quiet now. This is why I like the full exhaust ran with turbo. It's incredibly quiet. I'm going to go ahead and turn around and try again. That's awesome. So yeah, once the wastegate relocation gets dumped and cycled into the exhaust, after the fire ring is installed, it's going to sound pretty quiet and toned. It sounds pretty good. as you can probably hear. I don't know how good it's picking up on camera, but in person always sounds different than on camera, at least in my experience recording so far. But it definitely sounds really nice. So I'm gonna head back to the house and we'll go over some more stuff. Okay, so that was pretty good. It sounded awesome. There is smoke coming off of the header wrap. That is totally normal and to be expected. When you put header wrap on, whether you paint it or not, it'll still do that. It's a normal thing. Do not freak out. Make sure to be in a well-ventilated area because the fumes can get pretty harsh. But a huge shout out and thank you to Slammin Welding for doing an awesome job welding that thing up. It's not warped, which that is kind of a common thing you can get with stainless steel, is warping, and it wasn't warped. It bolted right up with no leaks, and it held up with the road down the street from my house, which that's impressive because that is a terrible road. Welds have broke on that road already on previous vehicles, so the fact that it held up already is good enough for me. So definitely hit him up. Information will be in the description. Go check out his Facebook. If you have any welding questions, definitely shoot him a message. Maybe he can help you. So yeah, huge shout out to him. But I'll leave a link in the description for that header wrap if anyone's interested. Link will be there. You can get it in orange or pretty much any color. I already had the orange from my buddy Jeremy, aka Mexican Jesse, and I painted it black because I didn't want it orange, and it works fine. And if you ever have to touch it up, just and you're good to go. But everything's turning out pretty well. I'll be putting that eBay turbo in and doing a video on that as soon as the turbo gets here. I already ordered it, so just waiting on shipping on that, and the fire ring, which that should have already been here, but it's not, so it is what it is. But yeah, I appreciate every one of you who watched the videos to the end. You guys are awesome. It really helps my channel and it allows me to get more stuff for you guys, and I know a lot of you guys support the channel. Just please hit that like button and drop a comment below if you haven't. It really, really helps, guys. I can't stress it enough. Because of you guys, I was able to give my family an awesome Christmas. Granted, I'm broke now. It's not the point that I'm broke now. They got an awesome Christmas. It's the first year I've been able to give them a really good one, so thank you guys so much. But I'm going to be putting that turbo in soon, so definitely stay tuned. Definitely subscribe if you haven't, and turn the bell icon on. So we'll go ahead and get off here. So I'll see you guys in the next one. As I like to say, God bless, stay safe, stay awesome.